What's going on, everybody? Oh, not gonna lie to you guys. I'm a tired boy. It has been a very, very long week. But welcome, everybody. Teague, Love Life, Daniel, the dog, Tragic. Thank you all for pulling in.
What's going on, everybody? Oh.
I'm gonna back this camera out because it's way too close to my tired face.
I'm a tired boy.
There we go. That's a little better.
Been a very
Alrighty, what a busy week we've been having. But hey, it's time to get just straight up excited, straight up pumped. Game time. I'm trying to hype myself up, guys. Trying to psych myself up, guys. Who else is here? Let's start chatting. Let's do some chatting. Snapped away, Madison. Ashak. Teague, what should you eat tonight? It's like one of those Uber Eats commercials. Have you seen them? It's like, tonight I'll be eating asparagus with lemon pepper sauce and a huge hump roast. Jake! You're watching Haunting of Hill House? I just finished it last week. I watched it for the first time. We went to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando. And during my multiple different flights, we ran through the whole thing because it's one of the haunted houses there. So we just finished it. The ending's pretty nutty. So pretty crazy. Alley Cat, how you doing? Predictions. Kazan, my biggest and most fun prediction is like a post-credit scene in the real MCU timeline where the Watcher goes and visits like Doctor Strange, for example, and that connects the whole thing. That would be my big, prediction. That's what I would love to see happen. I don't know if it will happen, but that's what I'm going to say. The post-credit scene is the Watcher in live action form talking to maybe Doctor Strange or Captain Marvel or somebody. Hope I am doing well. Thank you very much. Yes, I did finish Squid Game Capped Away. Absolutely loved it. It was a blast. Ugh. Ben Pullum, I'm probably also tired because I'm in the middle of community college finals. Thankfully, my teacher believes in nights. Well, that's very nice. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And if you haven't already seen Bly Manor, which was made by the same people and mostly the same actors, I think it's actually considered season 2, even though it's a separate file. The Haunting of Bly Manor is fantastic. It's so good. Oh, man, I love it. Highly, highly, highly recommended, Jake. Oh. Hey, it is Forsaken. How you doing? Jonathan, how you doing? The episode should be out within 15-20 minutes or so. Who do I hope comes to the MCU? We'll have to see. I don't necessarily know if any of them are going to come to the MCU. Except maybe the Watcher, who I think is the big connection. And I think he would go to Doctor Strange because he has a good connection with Strange Supreme. He's gone back to him now in the last episode and said, hey, I need your help. So he appreciates and recognizes his power and his ability and his strength. So maybe he'd go find the Doctor Strange in the MCU, which is like the main sacred timeline, and say, hey, this is happening. So we'll have to wait and see. What series is coming next after this? Hawkeye. Should be coming mid November. Everybody, it was the Watcher all along. Levi, how you doing? Jackson Slater, how you guys doing? You guys want to hear my week? Let's see. Saturday last week, not last Saturday, Saturday before, flew to Florida. Monday morning, flew to California. Monday night, did the Venom world premiere. Tuesday, flew back to Florida. Wednesday, did Halloween Horror Nights. Trying to remember, honestly. The Tuesday when I flew back to Florida, after I got home, 2 hours later, I went live and did the watch party for the last episode of What If. Posting videos every day while I'm doing this. I drove across the state of Florida, so 3 hours and 3 hours back. Played a game of golf. That was fun. Trying to think whatever. A couple other things that kept us busy. And then today I flew back and I just landed back here in Utah. So, and here we are live again. But I'm back. Culture Catch-Up will be back this weekend. I'm back in my office. And we partying, we vibing. Chris, you're looking handsome as always. Jake does have a secret crush on you. Jake does have a secret crush on me, and I don't care what anybody says. He can lie. He can lie to himself or to the team, to all you guys. But he does have a crush on me. I wonder what will happen after the Watcher breaks his rule. Well, he already did break his rule, so let's find out. In the comics, he gets kicked out of the council. So there's a council of the Watchers. There's more than one of them. And in the comics, he gets kicked out of that group often and frequently. And then he gets back in, and then he gets kicked out again. So that's where we're at with that. Oh, we did go fishing. We went fishing. That's true. That was also a blast. You said hi to Warren? Very good. Chris could be Thanos with the gauntlet in less than 3 seconds. Make it 8 seconds. 3 seconds. 3 seconds is asking a lot. Jake is denying our love. I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh man, I'm not logged in. I don't know what my password is. I was gonna show you guys this fish we caught. Sorry, my password was incorrect. Oh, I don't know the password. Well, never mind. I was going to show you guys the fish I caught, but I don't know the password. My wife even chips it, Jake. Don't deny your feelings. What's the song? I can't hide this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just won't stop what you do to me. When you're holding you, everything's alright. You let me know. Bum, 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 bum. I'm hooked on this feeling. Brown, 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 brown. I'm high, I'm believing that Jake is the one for me. It's so much more fun when you are around Alley Cat. Alley Cat. Oh, you know what I can do? I can text a picture of my fish to Discord. And I don't need Instagram. We'll bypass Instagram. Watch this. Where's this fishy boy? I'm believing that you are the one for me. Show selected. Done. There we go. All right, I'm gonna send some fisher boys over, and we're gonna check them out. Select. Done. Wait, but they didn't get sent to it. What is happening? Send. There we go. Uploading 2 files. Too late. I'm looking somewhere else now. There's one. We got this big old fishy boy. Boom. Bask in its glory. And then bam. There's another one. Big old red fish. They're a lot of fun and really delicious. Big old fish moments. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Hi. How do you think this will further affect the MCU as a whole? I'd like to see it tied in by the Watcher going to the live action MCU as a live action character, finding Doctor Strange and warning him as like a precipice of what could be and will be coming. If there is a post-credit scene, do you think it will be live action? I hope it will, main man. That's what we were just talking about. We'll have to wait and see. Bayleaf, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Besides Gore, I don't expect any returning new characters in Guardian of the Galaxy 3. We'll have to wait and see. Adam Warlock was confirmed for the 3rd film before James Gunn got fired and they changed everything. But now James Gunn was fired and the story's changed and it's not quite the same. And we'll have to wait and see. Hey, a super chat from Jake. I guess he likes me after all. Says, so a new limited series came out from some of the people that made Hill House. It's called Midnight Mass, Sending Love and Support. I'm going to have to figure that out. I told you about Blind Manor, so make sure you give that a watch, Jake. But I'll have to check out Midnight Mass because I like the group. And they're supposed to be making more The Haunting of Blank. Like I said, they're treating them like series, but they do them like separate projects, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, I love that cast, the group. They do really, really, really well together. And Haunting of Hill House is a blast. It's just a fun time. And they do a good job of contorting the story and making you kind of know what's going on, but not know, and you have to meander your way through everybody's individual story to figure it out. It's just an all-around exciting, good time. Let's see if my headphones are charged. Hooked on a feeling. They are, and they automatically connected it. What if? Anybody have any guesses on what the last one's called? Haven't seen Stillhouse? Oh man, you gotta get on that, guys. Follow Jake's lead. The Avengers vs. Ultron. Ooh. Adam coming to the MCU. I don't expect him to be in it, but it would jump off my seat and scream in the audience from absolute pleasure. Sounded better in my head. Snapped away! Do you think the end of this episode will be some tie into the Sacred Timeline? I'd like to see the Watcher go and find somebody like Doctor Strange and explain what's happening. Is this episode coming out 1 hour later? Nope. I think some people have had their daylight savings time. I have not. So that could be a good title, Madego. I like that. Also, how you doing, man? Madego. Yeah, I like that title. What if the Watcher breaks his oath? Torque. So basically, I have a theory. Is Doctor Strange 2 basically Ultron's revenge? It shouldn't be. But it very well could be, right? It could be that's the entire point of What If. And people are going on about how What If doesn't really matter and it's not connected to the MCU and this is boring. But it could be that that's how they actually introduce the entirety of the MCU to the multiverse. And then connects directly to, the MCU. And that is what Doctor Strange is all about. And that would honestly be pretty crazy. What you do to me? Oh, you already saw it on Twitter. Here I am thinking you pulled that up and it was your own idea. That's okay. Was it? Oh, I just saw it as I'm pulling up Disney Plus here, Jake, and I saw it and I'm like, oh, I gotta watch that. Maybe tonight after all this work I'll watch it. That's a lot of fun. Oh, good. Seeing so much Venom and Carnage stuff and have to wait till November. Oh, that's sad. Super fun, though. Do I think Marvel's changing the game Midnight Suns title to Midnight Suns? Do you think this is their way of deconstructing the patriarchy or something else entirely? I don't know. Their games don't tend to have many connections to any of that stuff, Like, I don't see a lot of hints to the MCU from the games. Good and meh, scary range. Well, I didn't imagine it was actually going to be really scary. It was more of a kid's show. I love Lego Star Wars too. I played all of them back when I was way young on the freaking Wii when they came out with the first saga that had like 1 through 6 in it. Super fun. Do I think Kingpin will be in Hawkeye? I don't know how I feel like that. I feel like that's a big maybe. Because they're still trying to land on their feet with the whole Netflix characters, and if they're bringing some back, and if they're not. So that's where I'm at. I don't know. I honestly don't know what they're doing. I'd like them probably just to leave the Netflix series, I think. Well, if you read the description of the video, Alley Cat, it says memberships are now available. Click the link or join button to check out the awesome perks. She doesn't read. You played Lego Star Wars and Lego Batman on PS2 when you were a kid. I played the Lego Star Wars, the Lego Marvel one. The first Lego Marvel one that came out, and I beat 100%. Got all the little bricks, the gold bricks and the red bricks, unlocked all the characters. Such a fun game. The music, I remember it too. Stoked for Lego Star Wars Saga. Yeah, all of that's going to be fun. Hey, Zijan. DC just subscribed. Thank you. I'm going to be honest, I need. Lego Star Wars games were so lit. They really were a lot of fun. Yeah, what Teak said. Hit that like button, y'all. You love hanging here live before What If episode? Honestly, it is a lot of fun just chatting with you guys. That's what Culture Catch-Up is as well. The entire event on Saturday is about an hour of you guys asking questions and me not knowing the answers. We go back and forth, and it's a lot of fun. Wow, Allie not even a member. Guys, remember to like the video. Legend, wait for it, Jerry. I hope you're not lactose intolerant because the next part is Jerry. PS2 Lord of the Rings game was the best. Not the Lego ones, though. The Lego ones were actually, the Lord of the Rings Lego games were actually some of the only Lego games I didn't enjoy. They were not a lot of fun. They were kind of mostly just boring, which was a huge disappointment. Crimson Complete. Ayo. I played the Lego Batman 2. I played the Lego Harry Potter games. I played... The Lego Marvel probably were my favorite, although I definitely remember the Star Wars ones. They were nutty. Beat up the like button, please. How are we all doing tonight? Anybody new? Anybody old? We sitting here waiting on episode 9, the finale, and I'm stoked to see the connection and what the plan is for this moving into the future of the MCU. Oh. I played Lego Marvel Superheroes 1 and 2. Batman 1, 2, and 3, Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, and The Force Awakens almost all on a Wii device. I played all of mine on the Wii too, Ben, except for, I think the first Lego Star Wars I actually played on the Xbox. Do I think Marvel Legends will do an Infinity Ultron figure? We will probably. I don't see why they wouldn't. Jake just became a member for 3 months. And he said something sweet. This guy, Chris, is the best. Always love your videos, but especially interacting on live. Love you and the community. He loves me. I told you how, Alley Cat. It's in the button down below. You hit youtube.com/channel. It says join on the thing. Jake, control this woman. Control this woman. My favorite Lego game is Lego Clone Wars. Me and my big bro played that all the time. That's a good one. That's a good one. My favorite's probably either the Lego Star Wars Saga, which was just a ton of fun, and probably my first Lego games, actually, even though it wasn't the first one out. It was the first one I played. And then after that, probably the first Marvel Superheroes one, which was also just a real blast. Look at the button under the dislike button. Maybe that's why somebody hit the dislike button. Maybe they were trying to hit the join button and they accidentally hit the dislike button instead. Since you weren't here last week, what did we all think of last week's episode? I thought it was a lot of fun. Allie, are you on PC or mobile watching this stream? Oh, she's probably on mobile. Are there memberships on here that are free or do they cost? So all the memberships cost. The free membership would be just subscribing to the channel. Kendrick. There's only just one membership. I didn't do the multiple tiers. I just did one. But they have a couple perks. Nothing crazy. And mostly it's just a good way to support the channel, which people can, people can't. I think we're up to like 12 members though, which is kind of exciting. Your daughter loved playing DC Villains. Oh, DC Villains. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, last week's episode was fun. As far as Marvel games go, PS1 Spider-Man holds a special place in my heart. Its Venom was ridiculous. I never actually played any of the PlayStation games. Alex thinks he's too dumb to be a member. I don't have to go to class till 10, so I don't have to worry about late nights. Can't stay for the episode because you have class in the morning, but I'll be there this Saturday. All right, Madison. Well, thanks for stopping by. Regardless. If you exit the chat menu right on his channel in blue, it will say join. Man, all my members trying to help out this chick. We don't want her. We don't want her to be a member. She doesn't love us enough. I think tonight's Marvel intro song is going to go something real hard, okay, guys? So I hope you're ready. Lego The Hobbit was fun, but annoying because it didn't include the third movie. I don't believe I actually played Lego The Hobbit. I'm going to lie. I think I missed out on that one. Chris, would I ever make a gaming channel? So I'm actually an affiliate on Twitch. I just haven't done it in a long time. I mean, free membership would just be subscribing to the channel. Do you not think? Do you not think that that is an accurate statement? Madison, go to bed then. Be gone. For school is important, and I always recommend prioritizing your education over watching me on YouTube. When I was 5, 20 years ago, I remember playing Spider-Man game that was really fun. Webs weren't sticking to anything but the sky. LOL. Yeah, games, 15, 20 years ago, they hit something different. They did hit something different. I don't lay in bed. I sit here in my chair. It's a very comfy chair, but it is a chair. What if the last episode intro music, Ram Ranch, it would def get media coverage? That'd be weird. Hopefully just a few minutes, man, till the episode comes out. Good night, Madison. See you Saturday. And in the videos, in the comments section down below. If y'all comment, I always answer. Whenever I see any of you guys who are always here, I always answer whenever I see it. Like, Jake comments a lot. And I always answer whenever he is. Because I see you guys and I'm like, I know this guy. I know this girl. Do you ever play Spider-Man game that Insomniac made? No, sir. See y'all on Saturday. Good night. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode. I hope we enjoy the episode too. What was my first Marvel movie I watched in theaters? Iron Man 1. And it was big hype sauce. Actually, it might have even been Hulk. It was probably Hulk. And I believe I've seen them all since, except Captain America 1 and 2. I haven't seen either of those in the theaters. I'm trying to think which other ones I didn't see in the theaters. Maybe... No, I saw both. Yeah, I've seen them all in the theaters. Except for Captain America's. So do you think that the Venom will be the 6th villain? No, I don't. I think that would be wasting the hype that comes with Venom versus Spider-Man. I think that's going to be a big movie, and if they waste adding his character to something that's already exciting, if Venom's in Spider-Man No Way Home, but everything else we've been talking about also is, you know, the 3 Spider-Men, blah, blah, blah. Adding Venom isn't going to change the amount of excitement for that film. It's already pretty much at maximum hype. So for them to be like, yeah, we're going to throw Venom in there too, and he's going to be a member of the Sinister Six, I just think it's not necessary. You know, you do something like that when you're trying to get excitement in marketing or something to get people to the theater, but it seems like everybody's going to watch this movie already. So why would they do that? So it just seems silly to me to include Venom in the Sinister Six and not just wait a little bit and make a whole film for him. Personally, I know a lot of people would like to see him. I just think it's not necessary. I think it's a waste. You put every single character that Marvel's ever had in Spider-Man in this one movie, you know, there's nothing to get excited about later. So no, I still think there's some direction that we can go. Maybe we can see him a little bit in a different Marvel project somewhere. But at the moment, I don't think it's necessary. Get a drink and popcorn ready. This episode will be great. Do you think we will see a lot of characters die tonight? I'm assuming they stop him, but if not, then Ultra can come back in live action. Jake with the super chat. Thank you, sir. I have my new favorite energy drink brand, Ghost. I actually reached out to them trying to get a sponsorship, so we'll see if they reciprocate that love. Everybody hit that hashtag Chris for Ghost button. It's not an actual button. So that's freaking delicious. I've been enjoying them. This is a Sour Patch Kids raspberry flavor. Hashtag not an ad. Hoping it were, but it's not yet. We'll have to see if they want to work with me. I got some fruit snacks. I don't have any popcorn, but I do have some fruit snacks. And I'm pretty pumped. I'm hoping there will be an end credit scene, yes. And I do think most people will die, man. Okay, you told us to ask you later who you would want to be in the MCU, so now I'm asking? ? I still don't know yet. Ask again later, Teague. You keep that. Ask again. I want my final decision to be a final decision, and I don't have one yet. Who do I think will die, if any? Pretty much everybody, except maybe Strange Supreme, and it would be super cool if Strange Supreme meets up with Doctor Strange and the Watcher in the MCU. And they explain everything going on, and there's another Ultron, you know, Avengers, Rise of Ultron. That'd be a blast. Get some hot Cheetos and chamoy. I'm not a big chamoy fan, snapped away. Chamoy and Tajin. I'm not a big fan, not gonna lie. Sorcerer Supreme. Hey, if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. Hit that like button, guys. Do it for me. For Daddy Chris. On the topic of Venom, what do you honestly think of Topher's Grace Venom? Who's Topher's Graces? Because I don't know. Okay, fine then. Castaway covers win. Right now. Castaways. We are castaways. Ahoy there. Ahoy. We are castaways. There you go. I hit you with a little sneak peek. You got Takis? Bro, if you ain't in Takis with cream cheese, you're failing. Tajin. Yeah, Tajin torqued. I say Tajin. Oh, the Raimi Venom. Thank you. What, you don't like my ASMR snapped away? It's delicious. My ASMR is delicious. I thought he was alright. He was fun. They did a good job staying true to his story where Venom originally stuck onto Spider-Man. I feel like Tobey Maguire isn't kind of tough enough to play a proper Venom, where he was more like kind of a meme and a goofball about it. He was like, I'm Venom, guys, pop the collar. But that's where I'm at. It was alright. It was cool then. But I feel like the current Venom we have really fits the description of a Venom. There's a rumor that Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness will bring back the Ultron bots from the second Avengers installment. Is it true? It seems like it's very possible and feasible right now that the entirety of Multiverse of Madness is based off of what's going on in this series. And this will converge into the MCU, and he's going to have to find a way to stop it. And or he won't, and it'll be the post-credit scene, and we'll get an Avengers Rise of Ultron series. That would be a lot of fun, too. Bro, it's Takis snapped away. What's your problem, man? What's your problem? You hate my ASMR, you hate my Tajin, you hate my Takis. Everybody chill. I'm white. I'm white. We are castaways. Ahoy there. Ahoy. We are snapped away. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. My hat hit the mic. Takis with cream cheese, bro. It's the move. You just take the cream cheese, you just scrape one, and you freaking go. Alright, boys. It seems like the episode is listo for us. It is up. What if the Watcher broke his oath? Game time. Tajin. Okay, boys. Let's watch this episode, and then we can argue about Tajin after. I'm going to go ahead and start it. Let me know if you're watching along with me, because that's always the most fun. 3, 2, 1. We in game mode. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Bum 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 ba-da-da-da. Bum 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 bum. Time. Jeffrey Wright, Haley Atwell, Lake Bell, Frank Grillo, George St. Pierre, Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Chris Hemsworth, Benedict Cumberbatch, Toby Jones, Tom Hiddleston, Kurt Russell, Samuel L. Jackson. All right, let's see. No, Matego, you came up with that completely on your own. What if? And I broke my oath. What if? Alright, not just a fangirl. What's going on? Batroc! The Leaper! He's returned. Okay, but what about Ultron? Bernard in accounting. That Bucky? Ouchie. Ouchie, ouchie. Batroc the Leaper. Bow, bow, bow. I'm behind, so I won't look at chat, but I'm so hyped. Only 40 seconds back. Alright, Jake. Fight, punch, punch, dip, kick. Oh, it's good. Pow, pow, pow. Oh, breakdance. Chadwick Boseman. This is interesting. You have been chosen. Thanos. Gamora has been chosen. What is happening? Party Thor. This is super cool. No, we didn't see that one. Mm-hmm. The Guardians of the Multiverse! Suicide Squad! Ooh, you touch my cha-la-la. What in the Venom? Hmm. Nope. Great toast, Doctor Strange. I didn't pick Black Panther for a wine guy. But apparently he's a wine guy. Here he comes. This is feeling like all four Avenger movies with the same time with a hint of Guardians. I think it was just different characters. A lot of fun. Oh. My ding ding dong. Not over yet. Ooh, lots of Mjolnirs. Pow, pow, pow. Of course not. Pow, 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 pow. Where's Blam? Blam. 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 Oh! The zombies! That's alright, Manette. Welcome to the stream. Oh my gosh, it's the Scarlet Witch. Blimey. Poof. Well, sounds like she's dead. Oh, they broke his arm. Nice catch. Destroy it, quick. That's alright, Noah. That's pretty good. Alexi, yeah. Your father is Ivan. Your dad is Alexi. Alright, Manette, take care. Yeah, me too, bro. Nice tabletop. Four. Oh. Pow, 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 pow. Blam. 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 On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Whoa, big cut. Undue time. To McGorth arm. Oof, Strange. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over. Doctor Strange. Whoa. This is some new level of fighting. At least no one let Ultron go while they were trying to get rid of the stones, just didn't anticipate the stones surviving. Right? The plan actually worked almost. Multiverse is hard to predict. Don't miss. You're not Hawkeye. Boom. 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 Hit him with one last final blam. Ouchie. Blam. Blam. Can't believe Dr. Love might be the one to save the multiverse. Zola. Party Thor. That's us. Yeah, where have you been this whole time? Something bad's happening. Oh no. Now Killmonger finna be the bad guy. He did not understand the assignment. I understand the assignment. That explains the stomach face. He understood the assignment. Dun, 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 bum. They understood the assignment. Well, you don't have a world. What if they send her back to the MCQ? All right. Post-credit scene, question mark. Oh, there is one. Maybe? Here we go. It's about Captain Carter. Here comes Captain Carter in the post-credit scene! Oh, right back to where she was. Exactly back to where she was. There's Nat. Post-credit scene. It's Captain America's body, I bet. It's Steve. That was it? Is there a second one? That's it. Okay. 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 What are you guys thinking? I understood the assignment.
I don't hear you or see you.
I'm her. Well, that was...
I don't hear you.
You can't hear me still? Hello? Oh, hello? Says it's working. Says it's working.
Can't hear you.
Texting you.
Why are you mute?
Mic is working on my end.
Can you hear me?
And yes, I can hear you.
All right, trying to get Chris up in here.
Up in here? Up in
Let's
here.
go to audio settings.
Mic is working. Can y'all hear Warren? You should be able to.
Output device. Hello.
Hello?
There we
Hey,
go.
that's me. That's me right there.
Maybe.
Bow, 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 bow.
That was a dumb post-credit scene.
Yeah, the post-credit scene was disappointing as hell.
That was horrible. I don't care about what if season.
Yeah, I know. That's what it was like. I mean, there was so much more they could be doing with that. So I guess no immediate connection to the MCU, which is a shame because that door was there.
There's so much they could have done.
Oh, for sure, Zeus. Let me pull your stream up real quick.
Oh,
Ooh, your thumbnail's
man.
popping, Warren.
Yeah.
It's a good one. I went with the What If logo. Okay.
Oh, you switched it up then from every other.
Nope. Okay, you can hear Warren. Awesome, we're here. Let's chat because that was a major disappointment.
It's the opposite of Venom.
It is the opposite of Venom. There's substance in the show and nothing in the post-credit scene.
Okay, Isaiah Richardson here loves the post-credit scene.
Do
Now
you?
we have Steve Rogers and Natasha back.
I
get how and why Disney settled with ScarJo. I mean, I get it. If it is canon, it is exciting. But
here's my issue with the multiverse,
Well,
and this is going to be true. Go ahead.
Well, so canon to a multiverse means almost nothing.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Right? Like,
the multiverse demeans a lot. Not everything,
yeah.
but a lot. It just doesn't matter. What universe is this? Universe 9,597. We're capping.
That's the problem. It
means
only
nothing.
One universe, right? Yeah. Hey. Rage Firefly, Viva Las Vegas. Oh my gosh, I laughed so hard.
Las Vegas!
I laughed so hard when the Watcher was trying to get Thor's attention, then he picked him up and Thor screamed. I laughed so hard.
That Thor is great. That Thor is a great time.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry Isaiah, I appreciate the super chat. I see you said good point there. I wasn't trying to like crap on like your excitement or anything, but it's how it is. The multiverse is kind of like to us, the only thing that matters is the sacred timeline.
Right.
Which everything branches from. So maybe one day if they cut all the branches and there's some remnants of those branches back, then we could see it, right? You know what I mean? So like.
And that's why we were all desperately waiting for a connection to the MCU, and it didn't come. Which doesn't mean it won't or it can't. The Watcher could still show up at any time and be like, "Hey, here's some knowledge." Yeah. But it does, and that is always and always will be the issue with the multiverse, is it just doesn't really mean anything unless it does tie into the storyline we've been watching for the last 20 years.
And that was my whole problem with this series. I could get past that it's animated. I could get past it being animated if it meant something.
Right.
And like, it means something to me as somebody who loves Marvel content. So I'm not saying like, oh, it didn't mean something to the people. It didn't mean anything to our universe.
Right.
Now, what I hope happens is because it was very clear that there were Ultron bots in other universes. Thor was fighting some.
Right.
And that's not the universe that Apocalypse Black Widow was in.
No.
And there was a ton in that universe. So I'm hoping that there are remnants in Multiverse of Madness, because we did get that leaked photo of Ultron bots that is supposedly concept art for Multiverse of Madness. So I'm hoping there are remnants of that. I'm hoping that's what's up.
Well, that was what I was hoping the post-credit scene would be, was a live-action Watcher meeting up with Doctor Strange from our universe.
Yeah, that's what we were all talking about in the beginning. Like, that seemed to be the consensus of everybody. Like, we want the Watcher live action.
That would have been the
Catboy,
most exciting.
234. It is the post-credit scene was touching. I just wish it was our main universe. Thank you for that super chat.
Killmonger thinking he did something, then straight up lost. That's funny. He's like, "We gonna do everything. We gonna change everything."
Okay, time out. Because I was so confused, and I still am. How did Killmonger get magical vibranium powers?
Don't know. Killmonger has just always got to be this weird.
This made me hate Killmonger.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the same Killmonger from the episode, right?
Yeah, it's from the one where he.
Right. Well, I guess the whole point was they needed him to be the trophy holding Zola back. So I guess he got his purpose. Well, that's what he is, right? He's sitting there and
Essentially.
reminds me of the orbs from like Smash Bros. This is what he's sitting in.
That's
And,
funny. Oh yeah.
right? And he's like sitting in it now with all.
Funny. That's funny.
But I don't know. Do you think there's anything there with Doctor Strange sitting there? I don't know. When I saw his last little smile, I'm like, he's gonna get bored of sitting there eventually and break him out and try to fix all the worlds.
But then how does he get out of the one that he's trapped in? Well, I guess with the stones.
Right, because then they'd have all the stones and they could do whatever they want. That's a lot of responsibility to give to somebody who has literally nothing else going for him. That's all.
But I can't remember if this was like real or it's something that fans made up. Do the stones only work in their respective universes?
No. I think that's something that happened in the comics and people kept saying it was real, but it's never been the case in the MCU.
They didn't like say that in Loki.
No, they didn't say that in Loki. They didn't work outside of the universes.
Outside of
which is where the TVA was, so they were relevant there. But nobody's ever said that they didn't work in the comics that way. So everybody assumed that that was the case, but it doesn't seem to have been the case. Because the assumption is they went and got the stones from different universes in order to find Thanos in Endgame.
Oh, I don't. So here's a problem for me. I think this is very conflicting with with Loki.
Conflicting with Loki, how?
TVA, like
Controlling everything.
Yeah, like.
Well, I think that this happens because of Loki. The events of What If are possible because the TVA is no longer watching over everything.
I don't know.
That's the way I was appreciating it. Because I agree it wouldn't make sense otherwise. Like, where is the TVA the whole time?
I started off thinking that way, but I'm also arguing that Ultron was powerful enough to defeat the TVA. Like, because if the TVA shows up to get Ultron, they're dead. You're not going to go prune Ultron. You're not going to get the chance to do that. He's going to kill you if you go after him. Because the TVA is not going to have protective Doctor Strange charms. I mean, so that's like, I don't think they could have stopped Ultron if they tried. They would have needed the Watcher and the Guardians of the Multiverse, which, by the way, was pretty dang cool.
But if the TVA were involved, that entire multiverse where Ultron won would never have existed to begin with. Right? So that entire branch and all of the branches we've been watching all would have been shut down the second they were about to happen. Because
made a good point. And I guess that's why Loki's before it, right? But it's fire. Thanks for Super Chat says, in a new phase of the MCU where the multiverse is a huge part, this was the only series about the multiverse that has no part. The only series about the multiverse is no part. I mean, yeah, no, I agree with you, Chris. I definitely think it's possible because of Loki. No, because the Watcher watches over the multiverse.
I don't know. I just feel like the whole point of the TVA was to make it so that there only was one existing timeline. And the fact that in What If we jumped over, 6, 7, 8 different timelines is showing that the TVA isn't shutting down those timelines because the TVA is crumbled into chaos because of Loki's. So if the TVA existed, all of those different universes wouldn't exist at all. Because whatever the Nexus event was that created the universe, not necessarily the episodes, would have been shut down before by the TVA. Good night, Snapped Away. Thanks for joining.
But then you have to consider the Watcher watches over the multiverse. So when did he get that role? The Watcher was the oldest beings in time.
Well, he, the whole time, had to just watch. So whatever the TVA is doing and everything, he's just watching it. So he watched the TVA fall apart, and as the multiverses started to be created immediately, he's watching all of that too, I guess. So he's been here the whole time.
Woodon, thanks for Super Chat. Ultron is so powerful, but he lost from a virus. He did. He did.
It was a little
Which
odd.
I'm like,
a little odd.
I'm glad because I'm like, how do you lose the infinite?
They didn't do a bad
Right.
job. The fighting was insane. It was
No,
fun to
I thought it was
watch.
really good. I actually really enjoyed the episode. I didn't enjoy the post credit.
No, post credit was disappointing.
ZX0, thanks for super chat. Honestly, the series was worst by far. Yeah, it's definitely my least favorite series so far. WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, Loki, they're all above it for me. Rose. The stones didn't work in a DC comic when Darkseid had them. P.S. Killmonger hacked the AI head of Ultron to manipulate vibranium and the stones. Thank you for answering that. That makes more sense. Thank you. Jeez. That was bugging me. Because I was like, the heck? He has magical vibranium powers? I mean, I know he's from Wakanda and all, but I don't think that gives him magical powers. In a DC comic when Darkseid had them? I vaguely remember that crossover. So then people took that and they were like, "Oh, the stones don't work out of their respective universes."
Well, yeah, there were a
That
few.
never-
There were.
I heard a lot about that, and I kept going like, "Where am I hearing this from?" Because I thought people were saying like it was mentioned in Loki or something like that. And I was like, I don't remember.
It's all over the comics. There are a few different comic storylines where the stones only work in their own timelines. So people just assumed that was the case, but this has never been the case in the MCU ever.
Thank you, Rose, for that. You answered that question. I appreciate that because that was bugging me. He hacked the thing. Yeah, that makes sense. So I think there's some Ultron bots left somewhere.
And that's the big question, because that's what Ultron does, right? Ultron can jump his consciousness anywhere across, apparently in this one, the entire multiverse he's living in. They're fighting Thor. So that's the big question. And the second question is, does the possible continuation of Ultron lead into the MCU or just season 2 of What If?
Season 2 of What If.
Because nothing that What If has done, other than maybe teasing the possibility of it, has connected to the MCU yet. The main MCU timeline.
I mean, we have the big, I'm just going to call it rumor, because I don't think it's confirmed, obviously, because it's like a rumor.
Right. It's possible somebody saw What If and said...
Carter, right. Well, no, it was before What If, that Peggy Carter was going to go into Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, right.
And, like the producer, Brad Winterbaum, was like, yeah, it is canon to the MCU. And that's what we talked about, though. It's like, yeah, but it kind of doesn't mean anything. With
Jake says, love you, Chris. Mixed feelings. Take emotion out of it.
Now, if you told me it was canon to the main MCU timeline, I'd be like, oh.
The answer is always multiverse. Why don't put whatever?
Is now multiverse.
They will see what works and take it from
universes.
I trust Marvel, Jake. You're right.
Rose, thank you for
that.
Night,
Levi.
Again, yes, Tony survived. So I don't think his death is an absolute point. Unless, later on that universe he does that. Hey, what's up, Jack? Yeah, I gotta have him chat soon. Hope all is well. Same to you, brother. Multiverse has always been there. Kang made a sacred timeline for his universe. They confirmed this in Doctor Strange. What are your thoughts? I'm gonna have to rewatch that then, because that would make more sense to me. I was actually thinking that. I was like, well, what if the sacred timeline exists within its own universe, and then there are other universes outside of that? Because I'm like wondering, are timelines and universes different now? You know what I mean? There's a possibility that is actually how it is.
It's complicated,
it's
and
I
hope
tricky wordplay, but that's how it could be.
I hope that they do get a wrangle around the idea of the multiverse, and that it's explained, not necessarily better, but more clearly in Multiverse of Madness. Because if this is going to be the norm moving forward, is, oh, hey, look, we have multiverses and secret wars and stuff, I think the MCU has a standard it has to live up to, where it is a very comprehensible motion.
Well, they're smart. They're not gonna...
No, 100%, and I trust them. But where I'm sitting right now, I feel like the multiverse is up for debate as to what it represents and what it stands for. And I don't think Marvel should dabble in letting us argue about what it is, whereas they should just define this is what it is. And it hasn't been defined yet. I hope they do.
They haven't told us on purpose.
Right. And I don't think they're going to fail, but it's just nervous. It's nerving.
But it's going to get even more in No Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
right? They're not going to fully answer it. They're going to give us a little bit more of a hint, but Multiverse of Madness is when they really bring it out. Park Avenue, thanks for that super chat. I feel like the writers kind of rushed the ending. I didn't mind I didn't mind the episode. I actually really liked the episode. The post credit, I've seen people like it, and that's
I
great.
agree with
I'm
you
glad y'all like it.
as
I
well,
feel
Teague.
like
I think this was
it
a
could
way
have
to
been more.
explain the multiverse without including.
But as far as like an ending,
But it is
I kind of liked it. But
Marvel.
if you don't like it so much, I'm sorry. Isaiah Richardson Jr., another super chat. What up? Thought in Loki, Hugh Remain said he was tired and simply stopped watching the multiverse to give it up to Loki and Sylvie. That's an explanation. It could be, but the problem with that is the TVA or the people who really monitored it. He was kind of writing it, from my understanding. He wrote the future. He wrote the future, and then they reached the point to where he hadn't been past before, so he didn't know the future because he didn't write it. Mr. Spooky Spare, thanks so much for that super chat. Yeah, Zombie Thanos didn't show up, but Zombie Wanda did.
Zombie Wanda did. Oof.
Yeah, see, it's fire. Thanks for super chat. I think each universe has its timeline. In our universe, the TVA basically controlled it. Also, where did this Gamora come from? Apparently, it came from a timeline where she actually killed her father and teamed up with that really crazy cool Tony Stark, who still wanted to put bots around the universe.
And didn't die.
And didn't die. That
Yeah.
we saw at least. Yeah, right, exactly. That we saw at least.
Maybe that was the episode we didn't see.
No. The episode we didn't see was supposed to be a comedic episode.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, and we will see it in season 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they confirmed that. So. Yeah, Richard Gregory, freaking Doctor Strange, freaking was so cool, and I'm hoping we
Doctor
see
Strange was
something like that
a baddie
in Multiverse of Madness. Like, holy, like that was cool. Mephisto confirmed.
I think I'm very curious to see, and it's kind of like this big wall. What happens post Multiverse of Madness? Like, what direction is Multiverse of Madness trying to bring us into? Does it end with Doctor Strange kind of having a handle on the multiverse? Does the multiverse just completely explode? And that's really going to determine, the next few years of the MCU. And I don't know that we really know what's going to be happening there, and we won't until the movie comes out.
Yeah. And because you also have to keep in mind that you have America Chavez coming in,
Mm-hmm.
and she can open portals. So, like to other universes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's gonna get bigger. I don't think like because the TVA is like still there, right? Like at the end of Loki, it's like different. We don't know what that's about either, right?
No, we're
But I don't
missing
think
a
they're
lot of
coming in-
answers.
Right. I don't think they're coming in anytime soon and shutting down branch timelines.
No, so there's multiple
lean,
TVAs and different multiverses, or is there still just
I
the
think
one?
So. I'm actually thinking now that universes are different than branch timelines.
Because if that's a possibility, I suppose. But
Because
if the TVA exists
different.
outside of time and outside of a universe, where would the different TVA exist? So it's definitely starting to get very complicated.
Well, it doesn't. They don't necessarily exist outside of a universe. They exist out of a timeline, which I guess is the same thing.
Which could
But
be
not
the
if
same
it-
thing, but we don't know. They haven't explained it.
Right, but you can say they're different. Right? You can come out and say, "Oh, time is different than universe."
Oh, you could,
Time-
and that's the
time
problem I'm
exists
having.
within a universe.
That's the problem,
in
is it's been
multiple
left
timelines.
so arbitrary and open, which, like you said, might be by design so that they can
I
really
think
go
that's what I'm
in
saying.
for Multiverse of Madness and nail it down and explain how it works. But I really hope they do, because if they don't, I just think it doesn't come off. I don't want them to use the multiverse as an excuse to just do whatever they want all the time. And I have
Well,
faith in Marvel.
that's
I
the
don't think they don't know what they're doing. But as it currently stands, seems just like a scapegoat. Like, oh, the multiverse explained it. And I don't want that to be the case. I want them to define the multiverse for us.
Yeah. Joaquin Fernandez, my theory about the Multiverse of Madness is it's going to bring in some stuff to the MCU.
I know it.
Like Venom, X-Men, Sonyverse, kind of like how CW did with its Crisis. Yeah, I think that's going to be the major staple of Multiverse of Madness as well. Thank you for that super chat. But I do agree with what you said, Chris. I don't think we're in that much danger of that, though, because I think we stick to the sacred timeline. And because if something affects the sacred timeline, like that affects it.
Right.
Who cares about the other timelines?
Oh, exactly. And that's where we're at.
Don't care, right? But like when you have Doctor Strange, he's gonna be like, "Oh, the multiverse," but but I still live in this timeline. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it gets to the point though when they start pulling characters out of different universes and bringing them to the main MCU. That affects something. If Haley Atwell all of a sudden just shows up in Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness from What If, not saying that's going to happen, but if that were the case, oh, here's this character, enjoy. I just feel like it's just here. It's just, and I don't personally. Others might. I don't personally like that.
I think there's going to be, if I were Marvel.
You are Marvel, Warren.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna do this. I would have it to where if you intermingle people with your camera dead or something.
How did it? It's plugged in. Okay, keep going.
I would make it to where if you intermingle people from universes, there are major repercussions.
Oh, there has to be, right?
For the stability of the multiverse. You know what I mean? So like. That's how you keep it from getting out of hand. You establish a rule that's like, we can't just take people from this universe, and maybe they'll do it in Spider-Man No Way Home, right? With the other Spider-Man, they're like, oh, they have to go back because if they're here for too long, the stability of the entire multiverse will fracture because they're not supposed to exist here. Mm-hmm. I would do something like that, and that would keep it from
bleeding over and just being a mess, which is what I just.
But at the same time. Bring in the X-Men.
Well, that's the thing. Are they going to do something? And that's the thing. I need a defined rule. Is it going to be, oh, look, here are these X-Men from a different universe. But if Haley comes over, it's going to have this crippling effect. And it's going to be up and down. And I need an established law. Which, like you said, and I personally agree and believe, it will be established. I just don't like that it hasn't been yet.
Right. So, I have a question. Oh, go ahead.
I just have a super chat from Jake saying, Marvel hasn't been knowing what they're doing since Endgame. Creators and higher-ups have not been solid on time travel thing. Maybe a mess, ? No, and I am posing that question, Jake, but I will stand with, in Marvel, I trust. I do believe, and I'm sure Warren also agrees, that they do have a plan. I think we're kind of being kept in the dark, and it's because of people like Warren who just spoil everything. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, no. But I think there is a master plan. And you have to remember, Phase 4 is a building phase. It really is. Like, this isn't, oh, let's jump into the next Endgame. We're years away from something like that. So they're going to explain, and it's going to happen. I'm just, personally, from where we're sitting, concerned, and I don't think we really have a reason to be. What do you think, Warren?
I'm not concerned. I think, I don't care about what producers and the writers and all blah 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 blah. I don't really care if they can't get it together. I have trust in Feige.
Feige's there. Feige knows what's up.
Feige oversees everything. He's an executive producer in every single thing. He's the president of Marvel Studios, the CCO of Marvel in its entirety. Here's a really I love this thought, Rose, and thank you for the super chat. Doctor Supreme Strange is now a mini watcher of a pocket universe. Reed Richards' son makes those. Nathaniel Richards, he makes those. Teehee. And Agatha Harkness takes care of him in the comics. Do you think the Watcher will pay for his interference? I do think he'll pay. He pays for it in the comics. They kick him out of their council, but he gets brought back in eventually at some point in time. I think Multiverse of Madness will show us the repercussions of the Watcher interfering. At least that's what I hope. Especially since they do say this is canon to the MCU. And if you're going to say that, it better actually mean something. It's like, oh yeah, it's canon. Like one of these very, very far off universes, it happened. Like, cool. No, that doesn't matter. If it's canon, bring the Watcher. And I asked Jeffrey Wright. I personally asked Jeffrey Wright in the press conference, are we going to see him? And he didn't say no. He
Right.
teased me. His final words to me were, "I'll answer that with what if." I'm like, well, that's what I'm asking you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But I really do love that. I really love the Nathaniel Richards theory there, and my problem with Nathaniel Richards is they're gonna have to nerf him so much because he's just so freaking. He's an Omega level mutant. He makes Galactus his puppet. Galactus dies and he brings him back to life, and he kills Celestials, and you know he's like one of the strongest characters ever. So it's like the Infinity Gauntlet, right? In the Infinity,
They better give us a direction
Gauntlet
soon. I don't know
comic,
what they want from me. I might not be involved until
Thanos
2 years ago down
didn't have
2
to
years down the
close
line.
his
I'm
hand
waiting for Multiverse of
to
Madness,
use
Jake, and
the
I recommend
gauntlet,
everybody do
right?
the
He just
same
kinda
and see
did
what
it.
Marvel manages
So
to pull
in
out with that.
MCU,
It's gonna be, you
they
know,
had to do that.
very
to nerf him.
important
He had to close
what
his hand to
Multiverse
be
of
able to
Madness
use the power of
leaves
the
us
stones.
with.
That's why you
Even
that
if it is
little-
crazy, it's called
that little
Multiverse of
brief
Madness,
moment
but as
where
long as
Doctor
it
Strange
ends in
says,
some
"Don't
kind of
close his
order
fist,"
or defined
so he
law,
can't use the power
we'll be
of the
okay.
gauntlet.
And I think Marvel's
But in
gonna end
the
up doing
comics,
that. But
he just uses
hold
it
out for
over and over
Multiverse
and
of
over again,
Madness.
and he
It's going to be a
snaps
big one.
everybody away.
Spider-Man's
It
going to be a little
doesn't hurt at
crazy.
all,
The
right?
multiverse isn't going to make
So
sense.
Nathaniel Richards is gonna have
Following
to be
Multiverse of
nerfed
Madness, it might
hardcore,
though.
But I like that connection that you made there, Rose. Thank you for that. Guys, rate the episode. Let's go. 1 out of 10 in the chat. I want to see it. I want to see what everybody thinks.
I've been seeing some pretty low numbers so far, like some fives.
I feel like there's mixed feelings about this one.
Definitely. But I think that's because, you know, we had that expectation of the connection to the MCU, which just isn't there yet.
Oh, expectations, don't they just
Ruin everything.
don't they ruin everything? And I'm part of the problem, aren't I? We are part of the problem. A lot of mixed
Okay,
numbers.
yeah. Whoa. Let's see. 9, 8, 6, 8, 5, 2, 8, 7, 7, 10, 9, 8, 7, 10, 4, 9, 7, 8, 8, 7.
Are you reading yours or mine?
I'm reading yours. I'm going to give you an average from all those numbers of
Like 6.
6.5, I think is the
Yeah,
average we're getting
6.5
here.
Sounds good. That's a 2 right there.
Yeah, we got some 2s, some 1s,
That's
some
a
4s, a
lot.
few 9s. Probably 6.5 or 7 is the average that we're
7,
sitting
yeah.
here.
I think 7 is probably.
I'm got 10, 8, and 5. They're a lot happier on my side of the stream.
Dang.
Negative 100 out of 10. That's gonna throw off the average.
Ah.
I think it's 6.5,
Don't count it.
6.57 average. I just need a direction. I've got
Multiverse,
nothing from this series on Disney Plus. Seems all over the place, confused between people. Have they gone beyond their reach? No, I think they're just planting seeds. I think they're planting seeds, and it's just difficult for us because it's not as simple as the good old days. And that's kind of crazy to think about. No, we have good old days in Marvel where it really was just a guy in a cave making an Iron Man outfit, and we're just not there anymore. You know, we've gone to new reaches.
And here's so I figured it out. I figured out what Marvel's doing.
You heard it here first, guys.
You're hearing it here first. This is what I believe Marvel's doing. I think the where we're gonna get answers for stuff like this is in movies.
Right.
I think because they're not decreasing the amount of movies they're doing, they're just adding.
They're
Disney Plus
increasing.
things. They're increasing the movies by like 1 a year, and they're adding a lot of Disney Plus shows in between, like 4 a year.
So many 10s on my side. Oh my god.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And I think you're gonna get little tiny things from these series,
Mm-hmm.
and then where we get our answers to them, and when they address them, is in the movies.
They're gonna back up and show us the whole thing.
Right. So like Loki, we're gonna find out answers in Multiverse of Madness, right? Falcon and Winter Soldier, we're gonna get stuff in Captain America 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
WandaVision, that's gonna be Multiverse of Madness, right? So we're getting a lot of, I don't want to call it filler content, but that is almost what it is. But it is important. They're gonna introduce new characters,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're gonna give them their stories. What the series allow is time with very specific characters, time to set something up and set people up to happen in the movies. So keep in mind, Marvel's not changing the importance of the movies. I just think that The shows, although definitely important, might not be as vital as series themselves to
As
the
they are
overall
filler
arc of the
connectings.
MCU.
Yeah.
I think in each episode, I think in each series, we're gonna get things that do matter, but they're not gonna be crazy until we address it in the movies. I think that's what I think. Yeah, setup not filler is a good way to think about that. Like I said, filler's not the right word. Setup's a good word.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the importance of the show is it gives time to develop characters, to explore different story arcs that you can't take the time out in a movie. I personally have really enjoyed all the Disney Plus shows. This is my least favorite so far, but it's still a fun time. But holy crap, did I love Loki. Holy crap, did I love WandaVision, and Falcon and Winter Soldier was fantastic as well. Like I've really enjoyed them. Like really have enjoyed them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great that they're adding all these stuff. I still think that they set up things that will only be addressed in movies.
I think, agreeing with pretty much everything you're saying here, that they're approaching Phase 4 and the new era, of the MCU, whatever we want to call this. It's not the Infinity Saga anymore, with a different approach as well, and using the Disney Plus series to do that. In the Phase 1, it was really straightforward and stand up. It was, here's Iron Man, here's Captain America, here's Thor. They have individual movies, and they're going to connect. And I feel like there is this behavior that we expect from Marvel as fans, that everything connects, everything has these cool little post trailers and hidden Easter eggs, and they haven't quite given that to us in this, where we haven't seen the repercussions of WandaVision yet with White Vision and her becoming the Scarlet Witch. That happened, and then they've left it. They've gone off to something completely different with Loki. So we're really spread out.
No movies yet.
No, exactly, right? So we're, as a fan base, extremely spread out, with Falcon, Loki, and Wanda having zero actual connection to each other yet. No hidden Easter egg or post-credit scene in Loki where Loki goes to the Scarlet Witch and says, we need your help, or, which is very classic Phase 1 and Phase 2 MCU. And that's kind of what we as fans to this gigantic conglomerate are conditioned to. So we're feeling like, oh no, Marvel's falling apart. And it's not the case. They have a different approach because they've gotten bigger. They've gotten more widespread. We have cosmic entities. We have earthly bound entities. We have all of these different things happening. And they will connect eventually, years and years down the road. But right now we're just so far out. The individual pieces aren't even near to the same page. And it is difficult. And you've nailed it on the head with the movies, the post-credit scenes from the movies, the little details and intimate moments from the movies are going to be the real bridges for all of that.
Yep. Real quick. Rosie, thank you so much. She said, I'm going to miss these live watch parties. I say 10 out of 10 because you make it way more fun. Thanks, man. Love you and Chris.
Hey.
Neo and everybody. I don't know who Neo is.
Neo is Mr. Anderson.
Oh. Yes.
Mr. Anderson.
And we love you. Oh, I get it, Mr. Anderson. Got it. Okay. Thank you, Rosie, so much. Thanks for all the super chats tonight.
Thank you, Rosie.
Hope to see you next time. Hari Jiffer Prasanth, which universe did Watcher took Nat? One that the one from episode 3 where the Avengers died. They lost the Hulk, Natasha, Iron Man, Clint, and Thor, and then Steve was there, and Captain Marvel was called, and Loki tried to take over the world, but he failed. That was pretty cool. I just wish it meant something.
And that brings us back to the original issue is it doesn't really until the multiverse is defined for us.
Yeah. So and I have a sorry.
I was just gonna say, and I hope we get the Secret Wars, and we can see some of these characters meeting again, and that would give it relevance. If 2-3 years from now it is Secret Wars time, and we have God Emperor Doom there, and now all of these characters, and it'd be really cool if these characters from What If do actually end up making an appearance in Secret Wars, and they recognize each other.
Right.
And it's like, hey, I know you from that fight with Ultron. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool for them to do. And that's something Marvel is capable of and definitely could do.
Well, they don't remember. Remember?
I imagine they remember.
No.
You don't think? I didn't get that they didn't remember, just that nobody would know. I got nobody would know what happened, but I think they would remember.
Well, because he's like, you're going to be returned to the exact same place at the exact same time.
Yeah, they went back to where they were. I feel like they get to remember what happened, though.
Maybe. I hope so.
I took away that they remember, just nobody else is going to know, because how could they?
Right. All right, so question. I was actually thinking about this yesterday. Today. I didn't personally like Venom Let There Be Carnage. I like Andy Serkis. I like Tom Hardy as Venom. I would like to see more Venom, but I didn't like Venom Let There Be Carnage, and I had the thought that they should reboot it, but then I thought they can't because it's connected to so much.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, did Marvel screw that up for movies? Like comic book movies? Because like we expect everything to be connected now. So if Marvel wanted to go back and reboot something, they can't.
Not without using the cop-out of, oh, it's just different multiverse, which is lame.
But you can't do that. Right, they can't do that. You can't... Marvel Studios can't make an MCU film that's one-off, because it'll just be so weird.
And nobody will like it. We've been spoiled.
No one will like it, but everyone will think it's in the same universe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They can't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you could now with Multiverse say like, oh, this movie exists in this pocket universe, but then people will be like, what if? Like, okay,
it's stupid, right? And we'll all theorize and talk about, oh, it's going to connect, and we're going to have 12 Venoms fighting Spider-Man.
Right, and they're going to be like, nope, no, it's not, and then it never comes to fruition, and it's just kind of like,
you feel empty.
right. So like, did Marvel kind of ruin that? Like, because like, think about how many Batmans there's been.
Well, exactly, and now they're connecting all of those, and it's just, we're getting into some very dangerous precedents here, and
right, but you can still, but there was never an established universe for DC
until now.
But
so every Batman movie they make moving on is going to be a possibility of connecting.
Right, but they have not established like one sacred timeline, right? So
no,
it's like literally anything's up for grabs. And they've done like they did the Justice League and all that, but then they did Joker. That's off, and like it's okay because
it's almost like DC's failure is gonna come back and help them out here.
Actually help them. Maybe that's what they've been holding on to.
Maybe it's like Marvel's gonna bite off more than they can chew, and we're gonna swoop in.
Now, again, I go back to I have full faith in Kevin Feige.
Yes.
But and this doesn't matter. I like that it's connected. I don't want it to come off like that because I definitely like that it's connected. I just don't think Marvel could do something that's not connected and get away with it anymore.
No, I just based off of the fan base, and I don't even think Marvel fans are really that toxic. Let's talk about Star Wars fans, right? They're crazy. It's a joke, guys. Calm down.
Oh no, everybody go after Chris.
But no, you're not wrong. The fans have an expectation, and Marvel has a duty to realize that expectation. And you're 100% right. If Marvel came out tomorrow morning and announced, hey guys, we're making a new Iron Man movie, but it's not actually going to connect to the MCU. It's just going to be a new story, a different continuation, and it'll just be a movie about Iron Man. It's a solo film off in a different universe.
Right.
You can't do that. It's done. That option is gone because fans will be disappointed in it regardless of what you do. So unless after Phase 7... they call it the ultimate phase, and they move on and just start completely over with Multiverse 2.0, and they create a new sacred timeline, and nothing that happened in the original Marvel has anything to do with this, and we're starting over. This is the direction they've chosen, and you're 100% right. They are in it.
Right. They can't.
There's no going back.
No, there is no going back. DC can kill Batman and make another Batman.
Oh, a billion times over, and I will go and watch it every time. And it's over. There's one Iron Man.
And it's done.
There's one Iron Man. You're right. You try to throw me a Tom Cruise Iron Man other than maybe a 2-second cameo, I'm going to be pissed. Like, that's just how it is.
Exactly. Right? So, I
It's
just had that thought the other day. I was like, Marvel can't do that.
it's
Like,
almost like the only way out of it is for Marvel to sell, or for Disney to sell Marvel to you and me,
do it.
and we start
won't.
over.
Cowards.
You won't. I got
I can't
$3.
afford
No, but you know what I mean? Like, if Disney decides one day, hey, we've done everything we can with Marvel, and they sell it to I don't know who, and they start over and do their own thing, like with the Fox universe getting sold over to Marvel and they're starting over, that's the only way you could refresh and start over Marvel completely.
You're still gonna be faced with the same issue.
Oh, of course, because that
Everybody
precedence has
knows
been set.
previous. Yeah. T. Nelson, thanks for super chat. The episode they cut must have been Gamora and Tony that survived. Wonder why they did that. That makes sense because everybody else was taken from an episode that we saw. So the Gamora and Tony one must
The
have
only
been
one.
cut. I don't know. I don't know why they cut that.
All I want from Marvel. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I heard that we were gonna get. I heard we were gonna get that in season 2, but now
Now who knows?
it doesn't make. If it was from that episode, it wouldn't make sense to show that now. So. Yes, Mr. Anderson, go convince Marvel. To sign
If
up.
anybody can get it done, it's you.
You can mod for all the movies. I don't know how that would work, but we'll let you do it.
Yeah, what you're saying here, Moomin, is 100% what I think. All I want from Marvel is defined multiversal laws that all movies and shows have to follow. This episode showed us pocket realities and whatnot, just confusing, over the line, and honestly anticlimactic. And that is what is going to be the case in Marvel until they do define those laws. And they will define those laws, guys. I just hope that they stick to that. You know, they don't want to bring, oh, here's the X-Men and here's how we got them. And Deadpool came from this universe and that's fine. But I want it to be, it's got to be, and it's sad to use the word for Marvel at this point, near perfect. It just has to be. They don't have a lot of wiggle room. And that's the case. And we keep going back to that. In Feige we trust, and Disney we trust. They're going to do a good job. But
Feige we trust.
They've got to nail it.
Somebody made a good point. Let me find it. Jeremy Kelly. They can have different characters taking the mantles of the heroes, like how Captain America's gone. Now we have a new Captain America. And yes, you can. But it's still stuck in the same universe. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Again, this was just a thought I had, and I was just kind of like, did Marvel screw themselves? I think my answer is no. I personally love the connected universe. And I actually think it would be cool for the... Like, I think it would be cool if Robert Pattinson's Batman was like, there was another one, you know, like Christian Bale, like he did this, and now, you know, it'd be kind of cool to like draw back. But at the same time, they've changed Batman's stories and told them differently, but kept the same core. His parents get killed, etc., etc. And like, look at the Batman coming out, year 2 of him being Batman, and I think that's so cool. And you can't really redo the origin that way, which like the origins all kind of stay the same, but they're told in different ways. But again, I don't think it's a bad thing for Marvel. I think they have their formula, and I think now that they're adding to it and hitting us with some curveballs, and I think we're not ready for what's coming. I think we have nothing to fear. The only thing I do say is that, like your super chat said, like you said, without defined rules, I don't. You feel
cheated. Yeah, you feel cheated, or it doesn't feel relevant. I 100% agree with that.
That's the way to put that. It's not that I don't care. It just doesn't seem relevant. So, like, yeah. Tina Nelson, do you think the TVA is going to go after Deadpool? I hope that we get some funny montage of Deadpool fighting off a crap ton of TVA members.
That'd be awesome.
And then he's like, after killing them all, I ended up here in the MCU.
I'm still waiting for my perfect plot for Deadpool entering the MCU to take place, and it won't, and it's so sad, but it's the perfect way to get Deadpool into the
Lion King
MCU.
1.5?
Yep, Lion King 1.5, but with Deadpool, so they'll call it Deadpool 1.5. And he was behind the scenes in Avengers Endgame causing all sorts of problems. And they're just going to show different scenes.
2.5 though, right?
I guess it would have to be 2.5, right?
Yeah.
And then 3 is him in the MCU. That would be glorious. That would be so much fun to watch for me. I would have such a blast with that. It doesn't even have to be that long.
Yeah.
Are we going to do a live breakdown? I do not believe so.
Oh, no.
I mean, we're just chatting right now. We're not going to go through frame by frame.
And I'm super tired, so I'm about to...
Yeah, I just landed. I've had a very long last 10 days. I flew to Florida. I flew to California. I did a world premiere. I flew back to Florida. Did a bunch of stuff there. Worked there. Just got back home today. Warren just got back home yesterday, so we're a little out of it. But we're here and we're having a good conversation. So
I'm tired and I don't know when the breakdown's gonna come out tomorrow. But you know what?
It'll be there, and you guys are all gonna go comment and like and say, Let's see. If you're here at this White Watch Party, you need to comment. If you're here at this live watch party and you go and watch Warren or my video tomorrow, you have to put in the comment section #Cosmic Bros. We'll look for that.
Cosmic Bros.
#Cosmic Bros. And we're going to look for that.
Coming.
Okay? So everybody who's here, there's 1,000 of you on both channels about.
Yeet.
On either mine or Warren's video tomorrow, #Cosmic Bros.
Cosmic Bro. Tired Cosmic Bros. X Mafia. Thank you for the super chat. Am I going to any world premieres? Yes, yesterday I got invited to the Eternals world premiere. That is the 18th of this month. And that'll be I'm gonna try to hug Angelina Jolie. Her bodyguards will shoot me before I get that close.
I won't be there, guys.
Yeah, unfortunately Marvel seemed to be at capacity, and I got one of the last invites, but I didn't get a +1. Hey, I'm seeing Cosmic Bros on the show.
Hey.
Hooker, bro. Dude. Freaking Sarah, Chris. I was like, I'm going to be on this red carpet with Angelina Jolie. She's like, I'm like, okay.
Okay, it's Angelina freaking Jolie.
Jolie. I don't like her. Well, she doesn't like you.
And guess what? She doesn't know you exist.
Right, it's just kind of like...
Now, Angelina Jolie has to be one of the, I don't know where exactly, but top 10 actress or actor legends of all time.
Yeah, of
all time.
For sure.
Top 10. No questions asked. She has been all over the place.
We got a few tired Cosmic Bros here.
We got 2 right here.
Yeah, right. No, I'm a tired Cosmic Bro. It's just so funny how some people can be so jaded like that. It's like, bro, you wish you were her.
Right. We were talking about the other day.
Bad mouth Angelina Jolie.
When you get to a level of fame that your life is just, something crazy. I went on a cruise with the LeBrant family from YouTube, and they were there and fine, blah, blah, blah. And we were talking about Angelina Jolie couldn't go on a cruise.
No.
Like, she'd have to buy the whole boat for the weekend, which she could completely do.
Which would be no big deal to her at all.
But she couldn't just go on a cruise.
I mean, let's be honest. She has probably her own.
She probably has her own cruise ship, right? But you see the point, though. You can't just do normal things when you're those people, and you don't necessarily have to be a fan of her or her work. But regardless, I think you have to appreciate her status.
She's done a lot of great humanitarian stuff too. Like,
oh, for sure.
You say like, I don't like her. It's like,
and you don't have to like her. You don't have to like her acting or her style or her movies, but you do have to, I think, appreciate and recognize her status as a human being on this planet.
No, of course.
Her reach is just insane.
I am Angelina Jolie.
Okay, Mr. Anderson.
You do you, Mr. Anderson. I wish you all the success.
In becoming her yacht.
I really do. It's like in Step Brothers, the movie, where the dad at the end's like, I wanted to be a dinosaur so bad, so I'd walk around pretending I was a dinosaur, and they just look at it and they're like, you're a human. You'll never be a dinosaur.
No. That's a whole different economic and political issue, isn't it?
I identify as a dinosaur.
Apache helicopter.
So I can bite your head off.
Right.
Oh, I remember that meme. That was funny. Apache helicopter.
Why wasn't there a post-credit scene that relates to season 2? Please reply. I believe there was. I think that's what that was. I don't think Haley Atwell's Captain Carter is going anywhere. She'll be a staple character in What If for a while and potentially in the MCU one day. I think that's exactly what that was a season 2 post-credit scene.
Oh yeah, for sure. Season 2 post-credit scene. For sure. So I've seen some people talk about Spider-Man No Way Home premiere. So like Chris and I went to the Venom one, and it was very small.
It was sweet though. It was a lot of fun. The intimacy was kind of fun.
It was cooler because it was smaller. But like Tom Hardy wasn't there. Well, because you also have to realize actually that like.
Well, Sony was being a little stingy with COVID too.
So that's what I was gonna say. They're still not sure if they're gonna do a big premiere for Spider-Man No Way Home.
I feel like they have to.
I guess so.
I feel like this is the movie, but they'll do them.
I do too.
Sony makes some weird decisions as a company. I don't agree with a lot of stuff Sony does.
But it's with Marvel is the thing, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, some people ask me like why I didn't like Venom versus Carnage because I felt like it was all over the place.
I can say something on that since I seen it.
Go for it.
And this is going exactly on what I was just saying with Sony is I don't agree with a lot of what they do, and Sony wants to be the MCU so badly. And I think they've finally come to some kind of agreement and conclusion with Marvel, as we saw at the end. And I think this entire movie was just to get to that. Like, it was just, here's a whole movie, here's what we're going to do. We finally got the green light from Marvel, so let's just get there. Because none of it mattered. Nothing that happened in Venom mattered because he's not even there anymore.
That's my problem with the movie.
And they knew that.
I don't give any spoilers away, but I was just like, at the end I was like, okay, so like, are we done?
Right.
And then the post-credit scene, I'm like, okay, we're done.
Right, it's over. So it's irrelevant. Everything you've done in these first 2 movies, other than introducing the character to us, who I will say that's something that happened in the movie was I do like the movie more. Or not the movie, Venom and Tom Hardy. I like the character more. I created a better relationship with them. But everything else that movie did was just, here is a hour and a half of, Venom and Carnage and a weird storyline that means nothing. Have fun. And then here we are. I think Sony was trying to get into the MCU. That's all they've wanted from the beginning. They seem to have that opportunity now. And they knew that. It's a movie that was existed for the post-credit scene. And that's why I didn't like it. I think Woody Harrelson killed it. And I feel bad for the demeaning of that. Tom Hardy killed it. It was awesome. A lot of that was fun. But the overall movie was just bleh.
Yeah. I actually really enjoyed the connection between Venom and Eddie Brock.
Oh yeah.
And then I enjoyed the disconnect between Carnage and Cletus,
which was also awesome.
Because, like in the comics, Carnage is always like, I'm Carnage, and that's what we got here in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like, we're Carnage, we're Venom, let's fight. It wasn't like that. And again, no, I don't want to do spoilers, but to me, not enough fighting. It was like, I liked the development between Eddie Brock and Venom,
mm-hmm.
but I hated the parts where Venom was like in the club.
Right,
like,
it was a whole thing.
Why? It's
unnecessary.
It's like a rom-com. Is what I keep hearing people say, and I'm like, that's so true.
Right, between the 2 characters, and they end up coming back together at the end, and it's all okay.
Yeah, and like, I don't know.
The jokes were good. It was funny.
Right, I didn't have a horrible experience watching it, and I didn't like hate the movie. I just wanted more. I just wanted more. I just wanted all the fighting. So switching topics, enough. A lot of people are asking me if I've seen Squid Game. Yes, I have. Yes, I really liked it.
Big E on Squid Game.
Here is my personal channel. Go subscribe to that. I'm doing a review about that soon. It's like so hard to talk about things when you're like trying to avoid spoilers. Like, I want to talk so much about Venom versus Carnage, but like, because like, I can't. Like, I'm literally trying to think of a way to like phrase this, and I can't without spoilers. And like, I know a lot of people like in India, like they're not getting the movie for like another 2 weeks or something like that.
Right.
Hey, that would be a good episode, Abhishek. What if Cosmic Warren and Cosmic Chris controlled the MCU? Okay, let's pitch that to them. I want to pitch that to Disney.
What if YouTubers ran the Marvel universe?
What if YouTubers ran I mean, we could do it on our own.
Oh, absolutely. We could rake our
Yeah.
whole freaking story
We'd have
through.
to think about that. Just to really think about that. I think Carnage should have been in Venom 3. Gene Aston Nelson, thanks for super chat. Well, I think
I got something to say about Venom and Carnage that isn't really a spoiler that I think was a huge letdown, and you can agree with me. They wanted it to be rated R so bad,
oh my god.
but it wasn't. And I'm sitting there like, pick a lane. Like, if you aren't going to do a rated R movie, do a rated R movie. If you're not, don't. And because of that,
no, sorry, go.
the result of that was shaky cameras and Carnage attacking something, and then the camera goes, and you don't see it.
Yeah.
And it wanted to be rated R so badly, but it wasn't. So they cut it all out. It was like watching a really bad movie that had been censored, and it's just jumpy. And I hated that. I really did hate that. It's like, be rated R or don't be rated R. I understand why you're not rated R, but do it or don't.
Right. I'm gonna promote freaking pitch meeting right now. Hold on.
Oh, have they done it? I haven't seen it yet.
So there's a wait. I think this is it. No, hold on.
I'll have to watch it tonight.
Because there's this perfect. Okay, here it is right here, guys. Okay, here it is. Here it is. This cracked me up so much. This cracked me up so much. So check this out. Here's what I think is just what happened right here. This is okay, Chris, because you probably couldn't hear, obviously. There's Ryan George in the pitch meeting. It's like, so yeah, Carnage breaks out and he tears people in half and he like stabs them and he rips their spine out, and the guy's like PG-13. He's like, oh, he grabs them and throws them against the wall off screen. There you go.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. That's what it is. It's and it was so frustrating because it's like you want to or you don't want to. You know, maybe not everybody wants to see somebody's spine get ripped out of their body, but if you're gonna do it, do it. If you're not, don't. Right? The first Venom did a very decent job, I think, of being a PG-13, but still giving you that dark tone of Venom without making it like a censored rated R movie. Like somebody went through and it was like, hey, let's do this and blood and gore and swearing and death and sex, but let's just cut all of that and pretend like they saw it. It's like, oh my gosh.
I know. It's just
Pick a lane.
it's Carnage.
Right, it should have been, in my personal opinion, rated R.
I feel like Sony, if you're gonna go out
Do it.
and be done with Venom, it should have been rated.
Give him his little swan song. Let him go full off. Let him fight. Let him swear. Let there be blood, and call it.
Well, you know,
And I understand why they didn't. You know, rated R movies are hard to kill in the box office.
well, and they did $1 billion with the first movie.
Right. So
and
they
it was
had a
PG-13,
direction.
and it was PG-13.
But then just stick with your formula from the first one. Don't give me all these weird cutscenes and weird censorship. I don't want that. I was it gave me a headache, like just not getting the completion of every scene.
I actually feel like they could have done more. I feel like they actually could have shown a little bit more violence.
Oh, for sure. 100%. But it goes back to that same, they didn't really care because it was all about the post-credit scene. It's like, yeah, give him an hour and a half of Carnage and Venom doing stuff, and let's get out of here.
But I didn't get as much Carnage versus Venom that I wanted.
No. One really decent scene, and it was cool to see the four of them fighting, because it really was the four of them.
Yo, Dan's the hero, though.
Dan was the weird surprise hero.
Dan, as a normal person, stepped up and was like, you ain't touching my fiance, brosive.
But guess what? Dan's irrelevant, because he lives in an unacquitted universe.
Poor Dan. Well, he'll still get to marry the girl. And Eddie's out of the way now.
Maybe a rated R cut exists. That is possible. The way it was edited, it's very possible that they just did it, and then they're like, well, we'll release it later.
I hope so. Jeez. Because you know what I feel like? It would have been like, if we would have got the Suicide Squad Venom
Mm-hmm.
versus Carnage, that would have been crazy cool.
That would be cool.
So, yeah, Dan the normal man, Mr. Anderson, that's hilarious.
Damn the normal man.
I don't know what their plan is for Venom 3, guys. I actually heard a rumor that I actually can't say because Sony will 100% know it was me. And that's a long story, but I talked to, well, I third-party talked to a PR person from Sony, and I was talking through a friend who's known that person since 7th grade, and they asked him a bunch of questions, and then at the end they went, "Do you know the Cosmic Wonder?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, now I can't say anything because they're obviously gonna know it was you told me all this stuff." So poop.
That's what he was doing. He was checking.
Yeah, right. For a second, I thought the Watcher was going to send a touch to the main MCU timeline. Yeah, Roberto Soriano. Yeah, I thought something like that was gonna happen, man. That would have been cool. And a lot of people in the chat at the time were like, "Oh, Natasha's coming back." I'm like, "Oh, man," and then it didn't happen. But all right, guys, I'm tired.
It's a time for us to nap.
It's almost 3 in the morning. We've been traveling a lot. I think this was a good episode.
It was a good wrap-up episode,
didn't
which are
show
always
us.
difficult.
Yeah, it's a shame that it shows more connections. Holy crap. Hashtag tired Cosmic Bros.
Don't forget, guys. Don't forget.
Cosmic Bros. So yeah, but anyways,
Good after chat. Let's talk about that.
We 666 viewers, Mephisto confirmed.
There it is.
I'm trying to. Somebody put in the chat when Hawkeye started. It's like late November. That's when we're gonna be back here, and well, actually, we'll probably be back with some live streams before then.
Every Saturday, Culture Ketchup.
Chris does them every Saturday. I pop in sometimes.
Literally, like behind me.
Literally through that door that you see. Right there.
It just appears.
We're just a door away.
At all times.
Oh, so.
Finish it off, Warren. You got this. You got this. Summon the energy.
I'm so tired.
He's falling off on us.
Meow meow.
No, Warren. It's woof woof.
There
You got
it is.
this.
No, I was waiting for someone to put in the chat. There it is. Thanks, Malik. November 24th, Hawkeye.
Oh, I knew the date. Sorry, I didn't realize you were waiting for it.
How dare you?
I didn't know.
Hey, yeah, if you guys like the new Venom, awesome. I'm glad you liked
I
it.
mean, the
And I
movie
didn't
was
hate the
alright.
movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was a good movie. I didn't think it was a great movie, a fantastic movie, an awesome movie. But
was
a
a-
good movie. I
it
enjoyed
was
myself watching it.
irrelevant.
And if you liked it,
Good
don't
for
let
you.
anybody try to convince you otherwise.
Except me.
I like a lot of movies that people don't like. It just is what it is. But hey, thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who watched.
It was a fun after party, and you guys made that. So, with your comments.
For real, I appreciate all the super chats, all the normal chats, and I appreciate everybody who just sits there and watches and wants some entertainment or hopes for entertainment, whether you get that or not from us.
But mostly the super chat. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you guys are all awesome. It's awesome to have such a cool watch party and after party. Don't forget to subscribe to Chris.
That's
over
me.
At Cosmic Culture. There's been multiple links in the chat for that. Thank you to everybody. Woof Woof Lala Loza. I know you've been talking a lot. Thank you. Everybody else that has been in here. Love you guys. We'll do more live videos. We won't wait more than a month to
Chat with you
come back
guys.
and do these. We won't wait for Hawkeye. We'll come back. We'll come back.
What was
So,
the old show we used to do called? I can't remember. We had something. Forgotten it now.
Wonder Dome? I don't know.
Something like that. The
Yeah.
Wonder Dome. We'll just
Maybe.
call it Cosmic Bros.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Gonna get some sleep and then probably do the breakdown in the morning as soon as I wake up. And by that time, Paul from Heavy Spoilers will have 1 million views. Dude, Paul's freaking crushing it. Paul's gonna blow up so hard. I really like Paul. We talk a lot off of YouTube. But anyways, look out for that video in the morning, and we'll see you next time. Again, thank you to everybody. Love you all. Woof woof.
Bye. And as for my little
I didn't
friends.
say thank you to Mr. Anderson.
Oh no, Mr. Anderson, thank you. Maybe he's here. Everybody else over here, thank you as well so much. These These after parties have been a blast. Like Warren said, we'll be doing some stuff in between. And then, of course, Hawkeye will be coming out. I will still be going live every Saturday for Culture Catch Up, which has been a blast. We missed the last 2 episodes because of Tudum and because I was traveling. But next Saturday, we're back. And I'll see you guys all there. Mr. Anderson, if you are here, Warren says thank you.
I put it in the chat.
And thank you to all of my boys. We'll see you in the next one right here